So let me set this up really fast. Choose one for me. Wait, I'm trying to think. What are we gonna do? We're gonna map review. Map review. Gully watch. That's right. So, I'm trying to see if my binds work. Give me just 1 second really fast. Okay, it does work. Okay. So gully watch mids. This is pretty much a mid that's decided by you, not. This isn't a mid where you can passively spam and win the mid just off of just spam. This is a mid where you need to be the ones to initiate the mid faster than them. Because if you're just sitting here and you're just gonna get double bombed by soldiers and they just walk across point, this makes your mid entirely useless. You have to be the ones to initiate the mid faster than them every time, or you need to be the ones to get the better damage and force them to back out every time. The reason I say that is because gully wash mids, it's really easy to get sandwiched at your choke, and you will get raped, basically. How does a roamer start off a mid on gully wash? You either have two options. There's actually like a lot of innovative ways to play roamer on gully wash mids. You can either choose to roll out, once I hit this speed jump, go quickly to the drop down, and you can just choose to bait. Or you can choose to like just shoot a rocket, like just spam rockets. Like try to roll out early so you can skip jump and be able to spam the med out from here. Because some mids actually, some teams at a higher level have a mid where their demo rolls out. Tries to spam like pipes early or sticks here. Like tries to get an early stick on the medic. And if you get an early rocket here and you also hit the medic for like let's say 70. Some teams will have their pocket, then if the medic's like delayed going up, the pocket will just high bomb, land on their elbow, shoot the medic, and try to kill the medic off of that, and that's how they're going to play the mid from there. They're going to try to get early spam with the medic, kill the medic, and then play the mid from there, and force them to sack onto their medic. And by the time your med's up, your med's probably just like baiting heals really, really fucking hard. So that's one way you can early spam for the medic, or you can choose to go quick into the drop down fast, bait it, maybe just hide here, and then like just either choose to go up, bait, and then like recommit from here. Oh, whoops, I beat my jump, and then try to get on the demo from here. That's the second way to play mid. The third way. Early high bomb into their elbow, try to get on the medic, like I said before. So that's the third one. The first one was just spam for the medic, and then give your roamer your pocket of ability to like just go for the medic from there. What else? The fourth way is to literally just. So some roamers, you'll notice this in scrims. Like if you watch back at demos, some roamers just roll out. They don't even do like the skip jump. They just roll out. They just do the jump here. Then they just wait elbow. Wait for your team's damage call, and then they start bombing from here. That was a really bad jump, but they just wait here and then they bomb there. That jump is actually really fucking good if your team is able to get good damage. And then in the meanwhile, you know, your team just bombs across point, walks across point. As you call your bomb, like you have to call your bomb here because you calling your bomb here as a roamer is like really essential to winning the mid. Because if you get really good damage in the mid, if your team plays it correctly, like and they bait your bomb correctly, you pretty much win this mid every time. As a pocket, rolling out to mids. So you know that generally a scout tends to jump here, then they jump here, then they try to cycle back. They pressure the demo. Or well, let's do it from the red perspective. They jump here, pressure your demo, and then they walk back here. So as a pocket, what I like to do when I roll out on gully wash mids is I jump up to our side, shoot a rocket here. Early damage to scout for like maybe 40. Some scouts like are really easy to read when they pressure the demo, and they like walk up to they pressure your demo from here, and they just walk all the way across the point from here. So that's why I usually like jump up, shoot an early rocket and then see what happens. Like, it seems like a really needless rocket to shoot, but like if you can keep their flank scout out of the fight for a while, then cool. I mean, obviously the flank scout should be trying to jump up here, pressure the demo, and then maybe like just get back on your side. And then your pocket scout, obviously pistol shoots. Try to pistol shoot so you can ruin crit buffs for the mids, and then walk your med up. Habib does this thing on demo where when he rolls out, what he does is he'll roll out to here, he'll shoot a stick, like 2 sticks maybe here, and then he'll start spamming pipes. This is really good if you need to prevent a scout from pressuring you, or in case a soldier, from your perspective, jumps you choke. You see most soldiers, so they jump here, tend to land there when they bomb the demo, or they tend to land here-ish, somewhere around here. So those are some really good preemptive sticky shots to put. Stick yourself off if needed, and then spam pipes. So now the mid's been initiated. What's the point? So how do you exactly walk across the point? Pretty simple stuff, like Roamer calls the bomb, or if Goosey calls for really good damage, then you walk forward. What is the best way as a pocket to initiate a double bomb forward off of your Roamer? If you're planning to just play the damage, just try to get on nipple and just spam, and then be ready to drop down. But if you need to double bomb forward, the best way to do it is to C-tap. Try to land on top of here. What Q does on some mids is he'll jump. That was a really bad jump. He'll like jump and then like he'll land towards the logs here. And what he does is he just stays here and just spams this corner. What this does is that he's drawing eyes and baiting people to push forward into you. And yeah, you might die here, but when Goosey's walking across point, like just imagine him just spamming this area and just forcing people to walk forward. Or Q does this thing where he jumps up to nipple, and then he jumps up to maybe like right here-ish, and he just draws eyes. It's a really good pocket mid to do if your team's able to follow up on your distraction. Like he'll either land on one of these two areas, like he'll land on nip. What he'll do is like, okay, they're gonna walk forward. Maybe he'll just stand up here, but then he'll also land here. Then he'll just draw eyes. I think it's better for you to land here though, just because like you're forcing skeletons to be able to fight you, and you get a little better spam angle. Or what he does too is he'll strafe forward, shoot a rocket, and then he'll land on the low ground. Because what he's doing is what Q's doing is he'll commit to the bomb, but he's not necessarily committing at the same time. Like he's with this jump, as long as he has 3 rockets loaded to the minimum, he can spam 2 rockets, get off like 100 to 200 damage with each rocket, and then he'll land on the low ground, just wait to be arrowed. Hello medic, arrow me. And then what he does is he just recommit. What the fuck? Is my C-tap working? Whatever. Oh, there's the I forget, there was a little whatchamacallit. There's an invisible bug there. Or it's right here. What he'll do is he'll wait for an arrow, and then he'll recommit and then land towards the crates. Or land towards the wooden pallets, whatever you call them. The planks, and then he'll just forward commit. It's a really good mid to play his pocket, because what he's doing with this bomb is he's never necessarily committing, so he doesn't. It's a low risk, high reward bomb. And with the second bomb, like if they haven't backed out by then, and then he gets the arrow, like it's just so much free damage to do. Like when you're like, that's why on the stats, like he looks like he has a lot of damage, because he never commits to his bombs. He always baits his roamer correctly, and then also thinks about how he can like get the most damage out of his bombs without necessarily dying. And it's a really good way to play pocket in this kind of meta, especially when you have a roamer that's like a lot less conservative, willing to throw his life away like he had on 9, or at least that's how he wanted me to play. So those are the best ways to play a pocket when you're walking forward. As a demo, obviously there's not really much you can do there. It's pretty much straightforward as it is. A pocket scout never drops off of ground. Never drops off of ground when walking across point. Ideally, what you should do is you should have the winger, so you can jump out of a point and just shoot stuff. Your flank scout really has the choice of helping aggression across point, or she can choose, or Allie can choose to just wait for bombs from lower, or it can be golden. It just really depends on which scout wants to be more aggressive, and in our team's position, it should always be golden who should be walking forward, while Allie plays a little more passive and waits for the bomb. But our scout should be trying to follow up on damage on either the demo or the soldiers that are, or whatever's just across point. Is like easy to catch at a cross point. That's basically the gist of it. So that's how you win a mid. The thing I would be worried about as a pocket is now that I mention it, when I said this roamer like hides here, the best way to counter this flex core is jump across point, shoot a rocket here, check if a roamer's here most of the time. Do I get damaged by this? Yeah, I did. Wait. So the best way, yeah, the best you could do to check this corner, jump here, shoot a rocket, and hope the roamer's playing close enough that he is checked here. So you have two choices. You can either choose to shoot a rocket here, you can shoot a rocket there and then drop down, or you can just play it safe and you don't have to worry about this single spam rocket you do on a scout, and you can just jump to our side, shoot a rocket, and you're good. That's the best way to counter this roamer that ever plays around here. And I don't even recommend playing from there either. The rule of thumb of playing Gully Watch mids is to never ever commit to a frag on drop down if you're a scout, unless you know your other scout is on, or you don't fight anything on low ground that's damaged unless you know you can commit to the frag and you know somebody's there to protect your medic. And in most scenarios, it should be the soldier that's dropping down to fight it. Usually the flank scout should be the one committing to the low ground to fight it in the first place. I don't know why I committed suicide there. But to continue on, another problem that roamers might have on mids is that the other roamer is fast, or you get double teamed by a flank scout and a roamer, and the roamer down here when you're playing on low ground. In that case, literally just go back to your side, and then just be ready to drop down to 4 again, or be ready to check drop down. It's really important as a roamer on Gully Watch mids to call if they're fully committing to go to your drop down, if possible. Like the other way to I would say the best way to play the spam mid, the first mid that I said as a roamer, is to just spam from here. So that way you can check if somebody's going to his drop down. And in the case if they go drop down, your pocket can be ready to just kill that guy, or just be ready to fully commit, peek, shoot this guy, or 1 second, or just have your demo stick it off. So you have mid. What is the best way to work a sack on even Ubers? Well, first off, let's go over general positioning. Pocket scout towards walking. Flank scout or pocket scout watching towards drop down really does depend on how aggressive your roamer wants to pressure big door. If your roamer wants to pressure big door a lot, then your flank scout should be big door helping him. Meanwhile, your pocket scout watches towards drop down. Demo holds towards choke, and never leaves it unless you call for pressure big door. And your pocket should also be holding towards choke. So what's the best way to work a sack? You have 2 ways to work a sack. It's really hard to get a sack on a second, so the best way to either do it is the best way to get a good sack on second is if a demo is aggressively peeking choke. If you get good damage, have your scout or soldier just spot at him and kill this guy. Another good way is to just but what is it? Just get him to choke and just basically try to kill the demo. The other way to do it is you take your heels big door. Let me respawn a stone man here. You take your heels big door. Demo, you stick yourself off here. This is called the pressure big door into lobby strat. You just spam pipes onto them. Now, This is where like you can choose to sneak in your flank, a roamer or a scout into lobby, or you can choose. Okay, we know that they're playing isolated with their heals towards choke. What? And we forced out their flank out of big door. So what do we do next? Well, you can just choose to keep sticking yourself off, spamming pipes, and then work a roamer sack. Hopefully, like if you choose to sneak in a roamer in behind towards lobby, you hope that your roamer can just high bomb here and land on them. Meanwhile, at the same time, your pocket's holding choke. Actually, I should have gone over that first. If your heals go big door, your pocket needs to just passive watch choke from here. Don't peek it, because when you're pressuring big door with heals here, you're ideally going to have everybody but your pocket, so your pocket needs to make sure he does not die, and he just needs to passive watch this angle. If you call the pressure for the sack, that's when you drop off this passive angle. Check a stick here. Yeah, check a stick here, and then you try to spam them from here and work off your sack. Because the best way is like when you're sneaking in someone behind from big door into lobby, you're ideally going to have your demo pressuring from here, sticking himself off, and then spinning pipes around here. Meanwhile, your roamer sacks here, does a high bomb off of here, and then your roamer, your pocket, gets off of this passive position, checks his angles, checks for traps, and then you go for the spam. Okay. Those are the two best ways you can work a sack. Or you can just have him just chill in lobby, get their hold disorganized, and then you work a sack off of that. Holy crap, 1 sec. Now, what's the best way to take second on ad? Mid to second on ad. The best way to do it is, well, the two ways you can do it is to choke. The best ways to do it, check trap here. Well, first off, you gotta check traps. So scout's gotta clear traps. What you do next is you have your roamer, your pocket either jump through, land towards the rock so that they can check the seagull or the spot above choke, or you have him just contest it. But chances are he's gonna get immediately fucked. So it's better to just play it safe. Have him jump here. Whoops. And just check the trap here. Just check the hiders here. The hiders can be up here or here. Do that. The other way the other way you can do it as a pocket is poke through big door, and then just whoops. Just try to pogo in through big door, and then try to get ground on point. These are the best ways to. Meanwhile, because in the meanwhile, while you're doing all those two things, regardless of whether you push, your scout should be able to clear this and get into choke cleanly. Meanwhile, you gotta check traps. Demo should also be able to get it in clean. And an alternative to doing the soldier push from big door as a pocket is to do this, land up here, and then just spam them out from here. But you also have to be aware that they're going to still be here with their heals, so a soldier might try to peek you and isolate you. So you need to not fully commit to this position and be ready to jump out towards point. When you're pushing second, here are some traps you have to check. This is a really, really common trap, and you can get hit by it. Wait, I don't have my bind set up. What? Wait. I have. Oh, there. Bind being no clip. God, I have to set up class binds at some point. But this is a common trap that Sin Karma uses. This is also a really common trap coming in from choke because they know that some meds like to walk up towards here to go fast into river, and most teams normally don't check it. So these are some common traps. There used to be a trap that you could hit someone from under point right here. I forget if it was this one. But there used to be a trap somewhere around here that you could just hit somebody with under point. I don't remember which one it is, but I guess that would count as a glitch bug for RGL. But that's also a common These are the two common ones that I would worry about if demos actually had the time to set up this trap. Because you can die from this one. Wait, can you? 1 second. If you set it up correctly, you should be able to. Hurt me. 45. No, okay. I guess the trap doesn't work as well as I thought it would. This is also a common trap that some demos use. They don't expect you to be checking out these sticks as you walk up, because you're more worried about the people towards river, so you don't check this trap and they just dead on you from this trap. That's also a good one. I think this trap also works. I don't remember. Let me check this one. Hurt me. 73. This one should kill. No? Okay. So never mind. That trap is not as good as I thought it was. So I was off track. So the last thing I said was it's really good if your pocket can get up here, but make sure you don't fully commit to it because someone may take 300 and fight you. So well, I'm trying to think. You now have second. You now have second. Okay.
You're doing hero's work out there, son.
Oh wait, I forgot one more trap. I forgot one more trap. That's right. 1 second. You know, this is a pretty common trap to use, especially if a soldier's just peeking this, so you can get killed like that. So let's say you have second now, and you want to know: do we take lobby or do we take river fast? The scenarios differ because you take lobby fast in 2 scenarios, and that's if their demo is dead, or you have 20% ad, their demo is dead, and you need to go absolutely fast. And in this case, you want to do a shutter Uber or a main Uber every time. Though every time, you really want to try to just take, you really just want to take river for free. Now, what are some good sacks as roamer for Gully Wash last? I'm trying to remember which one it was, but you can do a speed shot. I don't remember which one it was. It was this one, I think? No, it wasn't that one. But there was some wait. Oh wait, yeah. Okay, I forgot. I forgot. Let's go all the way back. Let's not go from second to last. Let's go back to mid where you're at this ad. You can hide here. Hide above here. But the best demo traps to have when they're pushing mid is usually most teams will try to go through choke and they'll generally try to safe use. Oh fuck, I fucked it up. This is a good trap to have. I'm not sure if me having a crit sticky there actually caused me to die there. Let me just check just to make sure, but 4 sticks on that works out really well. Okay, it's an okay trap. So that's the trap that some people use. I remember I just saw it in the invite demo, so I just wanted to see. This is also a common trap if you can get it up on time, but they can usually check it. Remember to go back to the thing that Maka said about like having 2 traps in the same area. If you have a trap towards choke here and they clear it, chances are they won't expect a second trap, so you might hit somebody with this trap. Same goes for this. Now, if you're on disad, holding mid, it's okay to go for a roamer force or try to sacrifice your roamer, but you're probably better off just trying to spend them out with like your pocket on point. Get ready to back out towards big door. Or because like you don't have to absolutely play passive at your choke. You need to be able to have some forward spam as a pocket, because regardless of wherever they push from, you can easily safely get out big door as long as you have enough rockets loaded. And that's pretty much the general gist of it. A flank scout can try to go for back cap if they want to, but on Gully Wash especially, it's not warranted unless they push choke and your team is somehow having their heels close towards big door, and you can just like boss out boss out their flank. So that's the thing I wanted to cover about holding mid to second on this ad. Assuming you guys have mid. One sec. So, back to what I was saying. Roamer stacks on last. This was a good one that I saw in a demo review. I saw this. I don't remember who I saw it from. I saw it from a main match. I know that. But what he did is, I don't remember where the specifics are, but he hit a really sick speed shot somehow landing. I don't remember where he started it from, but it's a speed shot from River. And if you hit it correctly without just bumping into the overheads, you can hit it pretty well. Let me see if I can try to hit it, just for example, though. Yeah, so that's the roamer stack that you can do. It's actually a pretty good one, but it takes a while of practice before you can actually hit it correctly. So that's one stack you can do as roamer. The best one, but at main, even at main, like, it's way better to just work off your team just distracting. So that's one way to do a stack on roamer. The other one is having your roamer. Actually, I should just go back to blue glass just to save time. You have your demo stick off point, at least the front of point. Your scout goes water, tries to bait cap, and you just. So you have two choices when you point play last with these sticks on point. You have your scout bait cap, and you try to force up the cap. You try to force people to contest the cap, and then in the meanwhile, what your roamer should do is the best way to work a stack in this kind of scenario is to go in from main every time, because they'll be focused from the defending team's perspective. They'll see the scout on point, and they just have to go down to contest it, right? So they'll all be looking towards here. Meanwhile, you can just get in from main cleanly. Let's get up my jump. Wait on the medic. Get a force off. Easiest force of your life. Another good way is to just go in from launch pad, but chances are it's going to be sticked. So it's better to go in from main every time. How do you counter the point play strat as demo man? Because the demo man is the best way to deny this. Well, first off, yes, you can shit off the 6 on point, but the demo will just, unless the soldier's pressuring this demo will just have free range to just re-stick point. So, as a demo man, traps here. Hurt me 50. Good chance our scout will be left here. Dead. Not sure if the same applies to if they're on point. Let me just make sure. Hurt me -40. So but they're generally going to be towards here. So this is a really good trap to hit around because they still have to back out into water. You kill them easily. That's the best way to counter the point play strat. And it's good to have 4 sticks here because you can still have sticks towards Shutter or towards River. That's the best way to counter the point play strat. And I will just, but we're still on the scenario where we're pushing from their into their last. As a pocket scout, the best way to spot out for information is to just jump on this, shoot the 6 here if needed, and just spot out for information if you have ad. So, let's say we have ad. I've already just gone over stacks. Just in general, like as a roamer, if your team's distracting like to work a force, like either the point play shot or just distracting with spam from River, the best way that I've learned just from playing Gully Watch Roamer a lot is just the best way to stack in is because nobody's gonna pay attention to a stack from main, so you can always work in a clean stack for the most part every time. And if Nimby, if you remember us scrimming you when you were on Champions Club GG, I think I did the stack every time against you guys on Gully. So be wary of that. Okay. So let's say you have ad. You have choices. Obviously, you can do a launch pad. You can do a shutter demo scout. Regardless, every Gully Watch Uber is going to be a demo scout into last on ad. The big problem is, how are you gonna handle this if you get Uber denied? So what you should do on ad situations is, the priority of an Uber is Pyro first if needed, Sentry towards around here-ish, or here-ish, and then Heavy. So the priority in a Gully Watch Uber, Pyro, Sentry, Heavy, every single time. Sentry's easier to knock down than a Heavy. That's why the Sentry is always first in an Uber. If you need to handle a Sentry, the best way to do it is you Uber in your... let's say we have a river Uber, for example. The pocket should be here. You take your demo and scout in. Alright? What Q does to shoot the Sentry is he either spams rockets here or here. Once you get the Sentry down, reload as a pocket, jump ring of point. Jump the ring and then just spam stuff from above. That's the best way you will play a last Uber as a pocket, unless I taunted. Unless a soldier for some reason counter jumps the river in the Uber. That's the best way to play it. Now let's say you're doing a shutter Uber. It's the same concept. Shoot rockets here and try to shoot the Sentry from there. This is the best way you can play it as a pocket. Your roamer, well, actually, regardless of whether you do if you do a shutter Uber or not, this should be your roamer in a sense, and then you should always be positioned towards river. I mean, I guess it's really interchangeable, but like those are the best ways to like just spam off a Sentry point towards leftish. If you know there's a Sentry, but you don't explicitly spot the Sentry playing right. If you're gonna do a shutter Uber after spotting, chances are the demo already has traps set up. So please make sure you have a soldier. Check a trap here, because some common traps are towards lockers here. Most teams are not going to be looking to the right. Don't want to be checking here. So it's better to put traps here. So what else? There's also a spammable angle from here that you just shoot from the shutter, but I'm not even going to go over that. So those are the things you should do when you're doing a Uber with ad. The best, never do a main Uber unless you're intending to like go really fast to catch them out, because a demo never really has traps set up here, but you can easily get stuffed by a soldier spam. So let's say that you did an Uber, you got the Sentry, alright, cool. You got the Heavy, cool. But you know that you're probably not going to be able to play point because there's still sticks on point. And you know that you're gonna have to play the frags post fight. So this is a concept of Ubers where it's like same goes for Snake Water last. If you're gonna start an Uber, end it on high ground, and in general you should always end the Uber on top right. Then just play the frags with your combo. If you cannot play point immediately or quit the sticks on point. So the rule of thumb to playing high ground post Ubers is knowing whether you cannot play point time or was I muted? Have I been muted this whole time? Okay, I have not been muted this whole time. So the best way to know to play on high ground is you cannot clear sticks on point, or you know that your Uber's bad, and they're kiting out the spawn pretty well. So this is the same where it goes on Snake Water last. You would rather have an Uber you would rather end your Uber towards top right, which is by shutter for Snake Water, for example. For Gully, we're gonna call it top right, rather than end it on low ground, which is grass on Snake Water, because look at how easy it is to get spammed there. And you will know if your Uber is bad based on certain scenarios, like if they're really quick to head out in the spawn, and you don't have a pocket or roamer ready to lock out left spawn. Like if they're kiting all out towards right spawn, like their entire team, then you know, okay, let's play point. But if you know that their combo just specifically is rotating, and the rest of their players are just somehow surviving on last, and they're not even cutting into spawn, which means they can contest point if needed, then you need to play high ground post Uber exchange. But ideally, the general gist of an Uber is scout goes shutter. You force him onto the spawn. If you can't kill the heavy, like once they're already towards the spawn shutter, even if you hit him for like 300 and he's like 100 HP, don't commit to it. Take that flash, shoot these 6 on point, and then play point. What banding does is you don't have to clear all the 6 on point. What you need to do is you need to clear an edge. You need to clear the sticks on a certain corner of the point where you won't get damaged, and then just edge cap from there. Ideally, you should do it towards right, because chances are when a team's kiting out from last, from a shutter Uber or a river Uber, they're going to kite out from left spawn to right spawn. So the best way to do it is to just play this corner specifically. Or this corner, really just depends, honestly. And play the point from there. Meanwhile, your demo forces them out. Okay, cool. You can choose to stick him off of point, which is like this. You should be more like, but if you can get it, because think about it, it's better to stick him off of point with like 3 sticks than cycle spam sticks out of left spawn, because if they're kiting out from left spawn to right spawn in Uber, it's more of your pocket's job in this scenario, because if he's playing, if you have at least a soldier playing river, whoever the soldier is here, pocket or river should be noticed like, okay, they're gonna kite out from right spawn, so let me stuff out their left spawn then. That's their job. Your job at the demo is to stick off your scout on point every single fucking time. Every single time. What can your flank scout do on a last push? Actually, if you do a shutter Uber, like just in general, like you can choose to go water, but there might be the case where there might be someone testing water, and then plus your pocket scout is very likely to play point. So you can choose to either go water, wait for your pocket scout to play point, and crowd them all into point, and then once he dies, you can just go back in and send him a point. Or or you can choose to trail in from shutter. Best way to trail in as a flank scout is towards main, actually, because it's very likely that a soldier will try to go behind it during a last push when they're on this side from shutter or launch pad, or even through main. But I think just in general, it's best for you to just go in from launch pad or from really any of these 3 areas. Main preferably, because I haven't seen much pocket soldiers try to get in behind from main compared to shutter or launch pad. And then you can just choose to trail on the demo or kill the things in secret. Really just up to you. Just gotta play frags, or you can play point. See, do as you see fit. So we just went over pushing last on at even. We talked about sacks, disad. So disad situations. If you're at disad or they're planning to take an exchange, this is what you gotta do. Demo plays far back, has traps here, and watches these 2 areas. Actually, well, you should have 6 shutter, but you should also have 6 around this area. Pocket scout is spotting, just spotting from here, because generally a counter sack or like them pushing on disad, you need to be ready for them to at least push baby door. Or this is basically general positioning you should have on disad, or if you have to work or if you just sacked and they're gonna try to counter sack, because the general counter sack out of last is get your roamer fast into baby door, have him jump up, land on the medic around here. So this is why as a pocket scout you need to be spotting here once you work a sack. You want them to force the mistake on their counter sack, so you want to play fully back towards river. So let's actually call this is a positioning you should have after you sack, and they're prone to counter sack. So demo has traps here. Soldier has traps here. As a pocket, you will be playing around this corner because chances are they might try to take an exchange, and me as the medic, I should be ready to be beaming you. On this ad. You should really be trying to work in a roamer sack. But most teams will generally push out of gully wash last through river. So the best way to handle the sack is... The best way to sack is either you hide up here. What? Get up here and then just wait for them to come out and get into them. Another weird sack that someone does. Pixel jump up here. There's a pixel jump somewhere above here. Yeah. And then just try to land on the combo as they push out. That's another one, but there isn't really much in the way of getting a good force out other than force spamming them as they push out into river. So your demo should have 6 here. 4 sticks at the minute. 4 sticks at the minimum. Probably have a trap towards. This is actually a really good trap to have. I saw this at a higher at a demo from a higher level, because when you think about it, when they're pushing out, they're more worried about looking at the sky for a soldier bomb, so it's very unlikely that they'll see these sticks. If you can set up 4 sticks here as they're pushing out, dead. That's a really good trap to have if you want to try to get the force out, or if you want to try to get a drop. Same goes for this one. You get there, they die. So those are the 2 traps that I've seen commonly in that demos use pushing out of blast. I think this is a more safe and guaranteed one, because it pretty much covers an entire way that they have to walk out through, compared to this one where if the med chooses to walk out, but generally the med will choose to walk out through here. They're pretty much 2 guaranteed traps to hit. But you need to always make sure you have sticky shutter. 4 stickies at the minimum. 4 stickies ready to go for a trap play. 4 ready to walk out a potential way to push out. Your soldiers holding on this ad. One should be up here spamming. Always up here spamming. Like, this is a god tier spot. And your other roamer really your other soldier really has a choice of just spamming from here, early spamming from here, and then just jumping out, and then continuing the spam until you have to back out all the way to choke. Oops, I forgot. I don't have my C-tap binded. Ready to back out to choke. Meanwhile, in the meanwhile, your flank scout should be trying to either should try to be here, but you need someone to watch the baby door flank, so like they could just play really passive here and just spot. And if they have a chance to go for a back cap, try to go for it, but usually most demos pushing out of last trap baby door. So those are the best ways to get out of force pushing out of last. So now let's go from our last. Common setups on this ad, holding last. So the best way to spot out a river push on last, first off on this ad, is if you've watched a Blaze demo, he tends to do this. He'll occasionally jump up here, jump out, jump back in, and occasionally spot river for a river push. It's a really easy way to spot out a preemptive river push on this ad. The other general setups on last is, if you know it's a river push, pyro holds towards here. Some teams, what they do is, if they know it's going to be a shutter or a regardless of whether it's a shutter or a river push, set up a sentry here with one of your scouts. Then what the other pyro, then you have your other scout go pyro and literally just deny the shit out of whatever's spamming the sentry. This only works if you can actually keep your sentry alive. That's why it's better to have a pyro than a heavy sometimes on the last push and having a sentry up. Common sentry spots here, like I said, here or here. The best way to play Pyro is play towards here, because if they go Shutter, you can anticipate it. If they go River, you still have some time to at least deny the rest of the players. And I also need to go over this one concept. Let's say they have a demo in water and you're pushing last. This demo is effectively useless unless you actively go to contest him. And the reason why is because this demo playing water will have 6 here. 6 here, and he's only playing just to defend the point. So what you do is you kill the rest of the people on high ground, and then you deal with the demo last, once you've killed everybody else on last. So it's a demo. On disad, don't set up... You can set up 4 sticks here, but you should be ready to at least have 6 on ring. It's way better to have point traps. Pocket has the option of playing close towards here, and then what they do is once they use in either through Shutter or through River, jump into, try to play a launch pad, or try to sneak in behind. If you know that they're a disad, sometimes some pockets just camp here. Jod used to do this on Rodney in the Singers, but what he would do is he would camp here, then he would walk behind in through main, and then play the Uber disad from there. Or play the Uber kite from there. Or what he would do is if he knows that a team tends to push River, he just pushes from Shutter with 300, takes lobby, and then just waits the launch pad again to recommit. As a roamer, your job is to spot out, but right after you spot out, you can kind of spawn, and your job is to just recontest height, because generally when some teams push in from last, some soldiers like to just camp ring. So your job is to contest whatever's on ring, and you just need to try to maintain the high ground as much as possible while doing enough spam. Scouts, it's pretty straightforward. Try to kite, stay alive and spawn. If you need to, go back to spawn, get off of whatever up class you were on, go back scout or go heavy. Having heavy late into the fights is really nice to have too, but generally not recommended unless you kite really fast and you can get back onto heavy as your second off class as soon as possible. So, pushing out of last. Soldiers River. Try to see what you can get. Shoot a rocket here, because like I said, some people put stickies here. This is also a pretty preemptive sticky trap, but I haven't seen demos set it up on time. And the best way to make space, pushing out of this. First off, don't ever try to jump here, because some demos also put 6 here, knowing that soldiers like to jump out there to create space on last. What you should do, high bomb, try to land towards here, and then what you need to do with this bomb, especially if you're the pocket and you're doing this, like just whoever's the soldier in general, you need to call out what you see in front. Because if you're going to do this bomb, your team needs to react fast enough to not bait you, because once you're in this position, you're isolated and you can easily get killed by whatever's forward. By whatever's there. If your team's not fast enough to react, jump onto either point with their heals or just drop to low ground. And that, because this is like an information seeking bomb, while also trying to create space, but yeah. And you're so isolated from your team who's back here on river that you can easily get peppered by a scout unless you did this jump with a 300 buff. What a roamer should do, the same. If you have the chance to C-tap onto the thing on point, this is even better actually as a pocket. Your roamer has the choice of just, you know, high bombing and like landing towards here, so he can at least, like, one of your soldiers should at least try to high bomb and land towards choke, and then like, just sit up here so you can deny things, holding back towards choke easily. In the meanwhile, pocket scout clears traps, blah blah. Demo 4 sticks towards shutter, 4 sticks towards here. Ideally, have your flank scout playing with you until your team calls that whatever is forward is clear. Then your flank scout pushes it out, but you stay here until you fully cap second. You stay here because you need to make sure that nothing baby door gets through. Like you're not in this fight until your team caps second. Holding second on even situations. If a team pressures big door, rotate your demo. Rotate your demo should be solo holding choke as best as they can. In every scenario, holding second, your demo holds towards choke. If they pressure big door, this isn't the demo's job to pressure, unless the demo wants to like go here, shoot 6 here, and then just spam pipes. But chances are they won't even be this far enough for your spam to do anything. What you should do is if they pressure big door, rotate your heals. Rotate both your soldiers and your flank scouts. Rotate both your soldiers and your scouts, and then fight this every time. And rotate heals as best as you can. Your job as a demo is to never peek this, and just make sure, like, when they're pushing big door, like, you play back, and you deny anything that walks forward. If you feel you can't do this, it's okay to rotate big door, and have your pocket hold choke alone. But I'm saying this because, like, in case they try to exchange into you, chances are, like, some demos don't have a sticky ready to jump out. So that's why sometimes it's better to rotate a soldier to big door instead of the demo. But if you have the heads up play and you can jump out, then fine by me. I think the person who holds choke is interchangeable between the soldier, the pocket, and the demo. So it is what it is. When you have add, or well, when you're on disadd, well, first off, always put a stick here. When you have add, chances are you need to call if they're pushing from choke, and someone needs to be spotting big door, because chances are if you're playing on disadd, like obviously you expect your heals to play here. Some teams will try to take advantage of that, and when they have add, they'll go into lobby, rotate their heals up here, and try to shoot you in the back with their Uber, and effectively wipe you. So that's why it's important when you're on disadd to at least have a scout passive spotting here. Because if they're pushing from choke, at least somebody will call it out from one of your other players will call it out, but this flying scout can call, okay, they might be wrapping lobby, and you should be able to leave pretty easily. The roamer's positioning on disadd is pretty up to the roamer because they can choose to whether if they want to die for it or not. Generally, they will have to die for the force on gully wash second. And it's really up to you on what kind of sec you want to do. You can do this. You can do the seagull bomb, but that's pretty gimmicky. This is pretty much the only good sense. If they push in from big door, chances are like you have to get out as much spam as possible though, because if they go through big door, it's really easy to take, unless you could do enough spam to them that you know they force. So pushing mid from second. First off, pushing big door is ideally like hard to do, just because from the perspective of the enemy demo, it's really easy to get spam off. But if you can get through it, like the best way to push big door is knowing that they're out of position and you can take the space for free. But most teams just choose to walk up to just use in from choke. But you got to be aware of everything. Yeah, it's potentially hiding here, here, 6 above here, here. I don't know. That's a common. That's not a common trap. This is a common trap. The craze trap is also pretty common. I think people do the craze trap still. I saw one demo do it. No, it's not common anymore. I don't know. But choke is the best bet because even then you're gonna still have to safe use. But it's really easy for your flank scout to clear these areas because generally demos won't even det. They won't det on the scout, they'll det on the medic. And they're hoping that the scout doesn't check, so that's why choke is pretty much the best way to clear things. There's the best way to get a force off as long as your pocket scout clears everything. If you can go big door, then the idea is that when you go big door, your pocket jumps through. Whoops, screwed up my jump. Oh, I screwed it up again. Yeah, but your pocket should be able to try to jump through, probably on a skip. Check traps above here or here, and then you guys walk through on it. Or you have a scout just like go through here because they won't take as much spam as long as they're at 185 fully buffed. But in the scenario where you push big door, like, you need to be quick to walk up your side. Or you have to be quick to walk up their elbow, because when you're pushing from big door, you're effectively at a disadvantage positioning wise because you're on the low ground. So that's why like most teams prefer to push a choke unless they can get through big door for free and they can just walk up the enemy team's banana. And they know that the demo will not be spamming them as they walk up banana from choke. So that's why try to avoid pushing big door as much as possible unless you know you can cash them out on a positioning advantage. And that's pretty much it. When you're pushing from mid to second, like, expect a soldier to be hiding here. Depending on which side you choose. If you're on red, expect a soldier to be hiding here. Another common place for a soldier to hide is towards here. This is really good, especially because like you won't get spotted from big door easily, so this is a really good roamer place to hide. Whereas if you hide up here, you can get called out pretty easily by the people pushing in from big door. As long as they're flank scout when they're pushing from second, wide peeks this corner. So like when you're pushing from second alley, like this is a really good way to check if there's a soldier hiding here so that golden has less spots to clear. Go through big door, wide peek this angle, spot out something. Another thing that some scouts like to do at higher levels is they just hide here and then go for a gimmick play going from big door. It's pretty useless to do though. Usually a roamer should be hiding there to try to go for a force. And yeah, so that's Gully Wash. I don't think I need to go over anything else.